Hello? Hello? Anyone at home? They must be all at lunch. Oh, hello, all my machine heads. You scared me again. Down here at the shop, and I'm buying myself a baler. And there's no one here. They must all be at lunch. Down here at the R-Man Motors. Motiers. So welcome back, everyone, to the French Plains map, where we use and do and say everything realistic, where we use realistic tractors, we use realistic equipment, we have realistic tutorials, and we have a real lot of fun. Let me turn my headphones up just a little bit, because that is awesome, the ambiance. Oh man, what an absolute fantastic day. So let's get started here, and I am going to head back to... Awesome. Did you see I fixed it? Awesome. Oh man, what an absolutely fantastic day, other than the fact that we had about 10.5 inches of snow today. It was absolutely epic snowstorm that I spent all my morning and afternoon snow blowing. It's been great. I haven't had to use my snowblower very often, but it gave me a chance to head on over to Farmer Z. Had a stream today. What a great dude he is. Full of energy, full of just fun. So he mentioned some stories about some critters, and I'm going to give you guys a story of my own. First and foremost, we are here. I don't understand why that top one goes crazy like that, but let's see. Awesome. I did an experiment on that. I downloaded my buddy Vic's back on. It seems like every night he goes on about the same time I record. Maybe he wants to play some multiplayer. Which reminds me, tomorrow, multiplayer will be tomorrow, Thursday. It's normally Tuesday, but I've already mentioned it to Ranger, and I'm hoping that we get some Farmer Z, and I'm hoping CC can join, because he's off for the week. And the more the merrier. Just make sure that you let me know in the comments if you want to play. Unfortunately, it's PC only, and you are responsible for getting the mods that I have, but they're very easy. There's only like I was telling Farmer Z today, there's barely 10, if not just a little bit more than that. There's not many mods. I went really simplistic on that. But anyways, before I get into my story, because we're going to head back with this baler, I already bought a trailer. I played about a half an hour off camera, just bringing some equipment back, just doing some testing, getting my turn signals set up, and getting that mod set up. But the answer to the trivia, I asked you guys yesterday what the average number of tractors on each farm is, and there was several people that answered it right. Ranger was correct. DJ was correct. There was somebody in the comments that I can't quite remember, that they're a real farmer in real life, and they have 10 tractors, but the real answer, the average number, is 4. The average farm out there has 4 tractors to it. And keep in mind that usually one of those is a yard tractor for bales and hook it up to mixing wagons and things like that. I thought it was fascinating, because there are big farms out there. Like some of our family members who are legit farmers, like I was, they have several. They have 10, 12, tractors. It's not uncommon. But man, isn't this map beautiful? Absolutely fantastic. So, I spent some time over at Farmer Z's stream. He had a daytime stream because he's on vacation this week, but he was in between his chores that he had going around the house. He was telling us about some critters that he found in his shed. And I wanted to fill you guys in with a couple of stories about some critters that I found in my shed. Well, not in my shed, but back in the day we found in certain pens and stuff. These hills are huge, by the way. I gotta still. One thing I forgot is I gotta get my mirrors fixed. It looks like I still only have one, but I can change this. Oh, I didn't do it. It didn't save. That's all right. I'll use the mouse today. I have my top buttons for my steering wheel hooked up so I can steer. And that's fine too. See, there's our wagon that we bought. Let me show you. You guys all know it's usually the same wagon that I usually buy on every Let's Play. Because it's one of my favorites. This Rudolph is actually amazing. But take a look at this baler, the Galani 9250. It is super realistic. Oh, which reminds me, everyone. Oh, thank you for reminding me. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing fantastic as usual. Dun dun dun. I only do that because Triple D Honey likes it when I do that, and it's become almost a catchphrase of mine. It's pretty funny, actually. I know why it's doing that. The extra button up there, because I have the number lock on, because that's how I do the beep beep. That's how I do the my recording. I hit the decimal point on that, but I have to have the number lock on for it to work. Otherwise, it doesn't work. All right, so we're going to unhook this here, and then I'm going to get into my story. I'm going to actually start harvesting today. Let's see something real quick. Let's see how... I got to check something real quick. Okay, 17, 27... 23 minutes of 15, 5, 35, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. And while I'm right here, I might as well change this. That's because my number locks are on. I was going to change my key bindings while I was right on the screen, but I don't want to waste any time. Okay. Let's go hook up our wagon. And then I'll get going with my story. I don't know why. I haven't set up with my numbers lock on. But what a wonderful stream he had today. Farmer Z's an amazing dude. If you guys get a chance, check out my logo. He's the one that made it. He's the one that has 100% rights to it. Because he made it and he sent it to me. And he emailed it to me, and I was so proud to use it. I thought it was pretty cool, and it fit everything that I wanted. He didn't ask me. He just did it. That's the kind of guy he is. But he does in his stream, he's got it set up where if the longer you're on stream, you get points. You do heists, you do points. You guys know. You guys have been all on streams and stuff before. But you get from him what is called farm coins. And you can turn those farm coins in for his merch. He's got stickers. He's got t-shirts. It's great. I wanted to give him a shout out because he gave me a huge shout out today while I was on there. I was kind of moderating for him temporarily till we get it set up. Him and I will talk off camera. I think Fury's going to be one of his full-time moderators. But him and I will get all the ins and outs ironed out of what he wants done and everything. Okay, so we're going to shut this off. And then we are going to... Oh, look. I learned how to walk without using my joystick. All right, so let's get this going here. I think I'm going to do one straight headland along the back here first. So that then we can start going up and down. I got to have enough room to turn around. I do. Oh, got to unfold it. Let's get right up inside of it. Now remember, we are only going 3.2 miles an hour. I got that stupid song stuck in my head from the beginning theme when you first come into the game. It's that do. Oh, okay. So we're not going to have a trivia today. What I want to ask you guys is, what you got going on your farms? On your virtual farms, shall we say? What do you guys got going on? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Let's see here if I can get this turned around without killing myself here. I want to do a second headland so that we have enough room. Just can't really see. What I'm waiting for is the wife just messaged me and said the cat's sleeping on the bed, so be careful. Ooh, I don't want to run over our sunflowers. Yes, for sure. Why do I not have straw on? Oh, really? I thought we were harvesting oat. I thought that was oat. I don't know. Might not be. Either way, it's okay. I don't know what this is, but we'll find out together. I thought it was oat. See, I don't have my HUD up, so it doesn't tell me what it is. Oh, okay. You guys ready for the? You guys ready for the story? For the story? Okay, so Farmer Z was talking in his stream today about finding a certain critter in his machine shop, because he has a machine shop outside of his in his backyard. Okay, so I wanted to tell you my little way of what I've found over the years. Okay, so let me start by saying, let's see something here so I can see where I'm going here. My dad, back in the day, okay, had an affinity for saving hurt animals, okay, saving, hurt deer or whatever he would find that he would hurt. And I think that was the farmer in him. He just did that. That was his thing. And so every Saturday, come rain, shine, snow, every Saturday, 365, or well, shall we say 52 Saturdays in a year, because there's only 52 weeks, we would load up some sodas in a cooler and make some sandwiches, and we would head off to the farmer's auction. And that was dad and son time. That was mine and my dad's time, and my sisters weren't allowed to go, and my mom wasn't allowed to go. It was just my dad and I. That was it. It was our thing. And so what he would do is he would purchase sometimes animals that were not necessarily in the best of health, were not necessarily either abused or vice versa, whatever you want to look at it today. Because not every farmer out there treats their animals the same way. My dad had our animals named. I mean, it was bad. We had Henry. We had a whole bunch of different. And even though they were girls, the cows, they were still named boy names. It was absolutely epic. So yeah, I always had an affinity for, purchasing animals that people were, whether they were hurt, whatever. Okay, so this was all before all of the, like Tiger King and things like that. All the prerequisites that you need now, and all the permits you need to own certain animals. So there was a time on our farm growing up that we had pens full of pheasants and different kinds of birds. We even had a peacock at one time. Okay? And my dad decided that what he was going to do was... Oh, and we had quail. And by the way, quail eggs are amazing. I don't know if anybody out there's ever had them or not. I don't even know if at this point in time, I mean, you're talking, almost 40 years ago now. So I don't know if it's even legal that you can own quail or pheasant anymore. I don't know. We just did. We were in the middle of nowhere. We had a big farm of dairy cows, so Dad never cared about, what he had out in the field. In fact, it was times when we had bonfires that were bigger than people's houses. And I'm not kidding. And we would burn everything from tires to everything and tractor tires and stuff. And you'd be coming down off the hill and you'd see the black smoke for like 6 miles. And this was before all this stuff where people just don't do that anymore. It's not healthy. You find out now, 40 years later, that you really shouldn't have been breathing it. It's terrible. So anyway, it got to the point where Dad had bought a bunch of quail and a bunch of pheasants and a stupid little peacock at one point. And it was my job, of course. I was no more than probably... I must have been maybe 12 or 14 at the time. I know I just backed in that field over there. And it was my job to feed them. So I'm heading into the pheasant exhibit, as you would call it, the pen. That was a makeshift pen. It was basically just chicken wire around with a bunch of sticks, bunch of 2x4s that my dad had kind of rigged up. And I was heading in there, and I see out of the corner of my eye something that's probably twice the size of the pheasants that are in there. And it caught me by surprise. Now remember, like I said, I was 12 or 13, 14 years old at the time. And it catches you off guard because when you see something this big, you go, whoa. And I looked down and I realized that it was an owl. And now, so when you see an owl up close, like you see them on videos and things, and you think, okay, they're cute, they're awesome when they're young. But I'm telling you, dead serious, dead on my dad's grave, because my dad passed away in 2007. On my dad's grave, owls, full grown, are huge. Huge. They probably got a wingspan pretty close to like 4 feet wide. I mean, they're absolutely huge. So I see this, and it's sitting in the corner, and it scares me to death. Okay, so, but I didn't go get. I just gotta make sure that I can't go over my time with this story because I'll run into. Oops, wrong one. I just want to make sure we're not. 11 minutes. Okay, good. Okay, so I didn't go get Dad because I was actually too scared to move. Okay? So I just stood there and I watched it. And it watched me. Okay? This thing was probably a 3 or 4 foot wide thing and whatever. So it hops over and there's something in its talons. And I was blown away. Okay? So in this thing's talons, he's got it in one talon, is probably a 5.5 foot rat snake. And I am not exaggerating, because when I was 12 or 13, because I'm 6 foot tall now, so when I was 12 or 13, I was probably like 4'10", 5 foot. This thing was longer than me. So it had to go like 5 feet long. 5 feet long snake. Okay, this thing's got it in one talon, and it's walking with the other one, and it's still alive. So I'm freaking out, and I'm frozen solid with fear because I didn't know what to do. So the owl's looking at me, and this rat snake is biting at his talons. And of course, he's not even phased. He's more worried. Like, the owl's more worried about what I'm doing. So apparently the snake had gotten his way into the pen and was trying to get to the pheasant eggs, or the pheasants and quails and all those things. He was trying to get to the eggs. He was eating them. That's what rat snakes do. So they eat mice and rats and eggs, and it's just great. Take a look at the Jungle Book for a change and see. So don't know what to do. So I reach over the edge of the fence, and here's a shovel that we had that was leaning against the fence. Okay. I really don't know what kind of crop this is, but all right, I don't even know how full I am. I guess we'll figure it out when we get going here, won't we? I'm hoping I can make it down one more end so I can turn around and go around. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go down here. So I reach over and grab this flathead shovel. It wasn't a spade or any shovel. It wasn't a pointed shovel, like a dirt shovel. It was more like a coal miner shovel, and that's what we used to use to clean their pens out, because birds, as you all know, those of you who have chickens, they go everywhere. So I reach over and I grab this thing, and the only thing I can think about was I'm going to pin this out, and hopefully the owl decides it's going to fly off, and I'm just going to kill it. I'm just going to whack it right in the face. I'm gonna take it. So plan A was to grab the shovel, and plan B was to kill it. Well, I grabbed the shovel. Plan A worked fine. Plan B, I decided to start pinning the snake. Okay? Now, remind you, I'm not deathly afraid of snakes by any means, but I am afraid of, you're talking, 12, 13, 14 years old and a 5-foot snake. So this thing was huge. So you're scared. So I pin it down, but the owl never leaves. He just stays holding on to it. He's like, no, this is my dinner and I'm going to eat this thing. So, it reminded me of the Three Stooges, because here's Fury whacking away at this snake, missing horribly. Tink, 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 tink on the ground with his flathead shovel. Tink, 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 and the owl's not moving. And the snake's wriggling up. And now he's trying to bite the shovel. Now he's trying to bite the owl's talon. Tink, 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 I miss, right? Nothing. So, back in the day, we had absolutely huge muck boots. Like, they went up, then again, I was small. They went up to my knees. So I reach over and I decide, okay, the shovel thing's not working. I'm going to step on this thing. I'm going to squish his head right down to the ground. So I step on him. Okay? The owl decides I'm not taking off. I'm not going to take off. I'm going to sit right here. Now, keep in mind, I'm 2 feet, a foot, 6 inches now away from an owl, who at the time I had no idea what was going on with this. I never had any idea or anything. Okay? So I pin it down, and finally the owl, after about, this has gone on for about 20 minutes, and finally the owl decides it's going to let go and it's going to take off. Now I got this snake pinned under my muck boots, shovel in one hand, tink, 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 I'm missing. Tink, 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 I'm missing. So finally I finally connected after probably 30 or 40 whacks on it. I finally connected, and I missed his head completely. I cut him in half. So here's this thing, like, still alive, because it's still alive. And it's biting at my muck boots, and it's biting at my shovel, and it's biting at whatever it needs to do. And I finally managed to kill it. Now, for all of you people who absolutely realize that rat snakes are harmless, keep in mind that I was a youngin', and I had no idea, and I didn't know anything. All I saw was this thing that looked like a rattlesnake, And it looks, if you look at a rat snake quick, they look exactly like a copperhead or whatever. So I managed to finally kill it. And as I'm scooping it away, and I kid you not, this owl, I throw it first up into the woods, the one half, because there was woods behind the pens. I throw the back half into the woods. I throw the top half. As I'm throwing it, as it just hits the ground, the owl comes out of nowhere, scoops up one half, hops over to the other half, scoops it up, and decides to fly off with two halves of a snake. And I absolutely kid you not, that really happened to me. So when Farmer Z was telling his story, I was absolutely amazed because he had to call his friend, which was a fireman, and he had to come over, and they removed the rat snake, and they took it out with a shovel, and because he has kids that go out in his backyard and stuff, so he took it out, and they disposed of it. And over the years, we've had all kinds of animals and critters, and I know that I've told the story before of the rats that we had at one point. No, am I? I'm not full. Because behind our house, we had 1 second. Okay, 3 minutes. Behind our house, I had we had train tracks, and I don't know if I've ever told the story. I might have. I don't remember now. But a train derailed, and it was carrying corn down to the local co-op, and it derailed, and all of this car after car after car, train car full of corn spilled up behind our farm. And for miles it dragged this thing. And lo and behold, out of nowhere came these rats. And I'm not kidding when I say rats. I'm talking about like sewer rats that would make New York City rats look like nothing, like they're babies. Like, I swear these things were taking like steroids and like lifting weights in the corner laughing at me. When we would see them run across the backyard, and remember, like I told you, I'm living right now in my farmhouse that I grew up in. Okay? So across my backyard, you guys know, I just told you just the other day that my backyard is, my yard is about 3 acres. Okay? So running across my backyard, we would see these ginormous rats. And they were the size of cats. I'm not kidding. Okay? So you would look at them and you would think, wow, they're giant cats. So I've seen it all. But, you know, here's the thing is that snake was doing his job, and he was coming and he was trying to feed himself, or if he had little babies or whatever. I don't know. Don't know if it was a boy or girl. I don't know. But he was trying to feed himself on the pheasant eggs. And the owl was doing his job. But ultimately, the owl ended up with his meal, and, I don't know. I mean, you look now and you realize after you're an adult and you do a lot of research that, rat snakes are absolutely harmless to people, but I didn't know that. I was so scared. I didn't know. And we've done everything. We've had to, put cows down when they get sick. We've had to do it all. I've seen animals first and foremost, and you see stillborn cows, and you see it all. But anyways, I think I'm getting close here. In fact, I am. Let me shut my machine off. I want to. Yeah, I suppose at this point in time, we can empty it, which we're not going to right now. I still don't know what that is. I thought it was wheat. I know it's not sorghum. So does oats not give you straw in this? Because I was hoping to get straw from it. I thought you got straw from oats. Anyways, on that note, everyone, thanks for listening to my stories. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. We try to keep all the energy as high as we can. You guys know that. There's a few times when Fury's having a bad day or whatever, but you guys know that. You guys always pick up on it. guys are pretty cool about that. And on that note, please, please, please. Oh, I wanna welcome all the new family members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have not only just subscribed, because I don't call you guys subscribers, I call you guys family members. Those who've been here a while understand how that works, but you guys don't. You are all now part of the family. If you would like to get to the extended family, please, please, please look me up on Steam. Just search for Fury Machine Gaming. Just make sure in the comments that you say that you've sent me a friend request, because if I don't know who you are, I will refuse it, just like my phone. And on that note, please, please, please look out for yourselves, look out for each other, and most importantly, look out for each other's families. Please be sure to like and subscribe and share, and hit the little notification ding bell so you get notified when Fury drops a video, because I'm all over the place. And on that note, Fury Machine will catch all of you on the flip side. Have a great night, everyone.